Ella and welcome to Succulent House. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for being here today. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you so much for all the comments and watching all of our videos. So, it's been a rainy season the past few weeks already. Now we're in the month of July. It's the second day of July, and it has been raining quite a lot from where I am here in the Philippines. I'm in Aklan, and it has been raining thoroughly for the last few weeks already. And a couple of you has asked me a question. Some of you asked me a question on Instagram asking what do I do and what kind of care that I do for my succulents. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do click that subscribe button up here or below, so that you will get notified on the next coming videos. So today I will share with you what are the succulents that you can leave out in the rain without fearing of anything, for example, like rotting or damage. And just a quick disclaimer, these succulents that I will show you are actually the succulents that I left out in the rain for a couple of months already, but I do check on them, especially after the rain, as long as I can. I do check on them every now and then I do make sure that there isn't any root rot or rotting that's happening in any of these plants. The plants that I will show you are based on my experience for the past 5 years of succulent care, but there might be some other plants that I will not be able to show you here, but maybe I can take a snap of them later. And if you do have additional plants that you know that you left out in the rain are there thriving and doing okay, please do leave a comment down below. I'd love to know more about the succulents that you take care of and that are doing great in during the rainy season. So let's start. Now, before I show you the plants, some of them you are already seeing as I speak, but before I show you the plants, I just want you to take note of two things. Number one is your soil mix composition. If you're going to leave out your succulents out in the rain, make sure that your soil is fast draining. I did some succulent soil mix that video, and I will link them down below, where I use rice hull, river sand, and river stones. These are the things that I use, including garden soil, because these are the readily available in my area. Of course, you can buy the cactus soil mix that you can find in your hardware stores. But if you are in a province like me and there isn't anything available for you, you can use the garden soil that is available from the gardeners in your area. But make sure that you only use a little bit of that and add more pumice or more river stones and river sand. That way, the soil will be much fast draining. Or you can also add broken clay pots or terracotta pots. All you need to do is just break them apart, put the little bits and pieces of those pots into your soil mix, so that you make sure that the water is going to drain right away. Number two most important thing, if you will go and leave your succulents out in the rain, are drainage holes. Make sure that you use pots with lots of drainage, because what will happen is that the water or the rainwater will sit on top of your succulents, and that will actually cause major rotting. You cannot let your plants or your succulents sit in water for more than an hour or so, because what happens is, because these are succulent plants, they will absorb all the water that they can, and then if there are excess water, that's the time that they will rot. So make sure that you have drainage holes But if you are like me, for example, this teapot doesn't have any drainage hole, what I do is, like what I showed you in my other video, is that I tilt this part right like this after it rains, so that the excess water will come out of this mouth, and then there wouldn't be any water left behind in on top of the soil. Okay, so what are the plants that you can leave out in the rain? So I will show you this one. This is GRAPTOVERIA Fred Ives. It has been with me for years and it has produced a lot of babies. I think this one is a baby that I grew in my garden already. I sold a lot of them already, but this one is the largest by far now because I sold the other one, and I also planted one in our succulent garden bed. So this is Graptoveria Fred Ives, and it loves water. You can water this every day as long as you have a very fast draining mixture. So this one, you can let it out in the rain and enjoy as much sunlight, especially during the rainy season. Konti lang yung sun. They need as much sunlight as they can get. So first one is Graptoveria Fred Ives. The second one I noticed that do love water is this guy right here. I have lots of them. I probably have 4 pots or more of this. It's a very hardy succulent, and it's nice if you can leave her outside for more sun, because it does change color into orange during summer season, and then if it's not receiving as much sun, it turns back to green one. So this one you can leave out in the rain, but just make sure that you have drainage holes, fast draining soil mix. And if you notice, this one is sitting on top of the ladder, the plant ladder that we have in the garden, and she's doing fine. It even has a lot of pops growing in there. Another one is also from the family of sedum. This is a sedum jelly bean or banana. Locally, they call it banana. I forgot the exact name. If you leave this in summer, the tips turn red, and during the rainy season, it reverts back to the green color. So I know that most of you might have. This is a common succulent here in the Philippines. Most of you probably have had this and experienced that after taking home the banana, usually after a week, the bananas do fell off, or the jelly beans do fell off. The reason for that is you probably underwater them. I killed a lot of sedum bananas before, or sedum jelly beans before, because of that mistake. Sedums do love water, and if you don't water them enough, the leaves tend to fall off much quicker compared to other succulents. So these are the ones that will thrive and will be happy if you let them out in the rain. So if you let them out in the rain and enjoy full sun, just make sure that there isn't any water sitting on your soil. But you can water this every day. They're very hardy. They're very easy to grow. And if they fell off in the soil, they will propagate itself and produce more babies. So this is my mother plant. I've taken off quite a few of them. And if you notice, it already started to trail, and it does have some more babies hiding in there. So I do leave this succulent out in the rain 24 hours. And they do enjoy the sun as well. Another one is from the still at the family of sedums. Sedums, that genus, they love water. And this is a Sedum RUBROTInctum. I don't know if I pronounce or I salvaged the name of this plant, but Sedum aurora. My seller call it Sedum aurora. And These plants are very hardy, just like the jelly bean. They do look similar. Just the jelly beans are a lot bigger compared to this one. If you leave them out in the full sun during the summer, it will turn red. But since we don't receive as much sun lately, they will revert back to the green color. And just like the bananas, if you don't give them enough water, these beans will fall off. So they do love water, they do love sunlight. So you can leave this out in the full sun. Just make sure that you have a good drainage hole at the bottom so that the water will go out immediately. Excess water will go out immediately. Another plant that do loves rain and sunlight is this Kalanchoe tiger plant. Um, I leave them out in the sunlight because if you do, I mean in full sun, rain or shine, because if you do not put them out, it will revert back to the green color. And if you notice, it has a beautiful purple color in it if they absorb a lot of sunlight. At the bottom, it can also be a color purple. And I don't know if you can see, but I do have a lot of pumice in this soil mix because Kalanchoes do love fast draining, just like any other succulents. They do love fast draining water. And I've left them out in the rain, I've left them out in full sun. I don't have any problem with um, mealybugs just yet, but these plants will tolerate rain and full sun without any problem. So that one. And then I have this plant, the succulent plant. I forgot the name, but I will post the name at the screen. When I got this, it's just this mother plant, but I left them out in full sun and also during the rainy season. They have a very succulent leaf, and they are very massive in terms of creating babies. So in order for them to sustain that, they do need a lot of water as well. So you just need to leave them out in the sun, just let nature take its place. You can leave this under the rain, but because one thing that I noticed, and if you have this kind of succulent as well, one thing that I noticed is because they're full on top, water sometimes accumulate on their leaves. So if you're going to leave them out in the rain, make sure that you blow off the excess water. And to also propagate, if you notice that it's been layers and layers of babies like this one, this is begging me to be propagated real soon. So I think I'm gonna do that one of these days, as soon as we're not that busy anymore with the funeral and the wake. So that's one of the plants too. Here's another one. This is an Echeveria. They call it an Echeveria pallida. I think it's a mother of, I forgot the common name of this one, but I leave this plant out in the rain as well. If you notice, it's very happy out in the rain. Like any other succulents, they would eat up the water that they get. It's been with me for a couple of years already. I noticed before that I placed her in an area where it doesn't get any rain, and I noticed that it quickly puts off dry leaves. So I did an experiment and placed her in an area where it will receive rain and sun, and she's much happier there. So if you have an Echeveria pallida, make sure to put them out in the rain and just make sure that there isn't any excess water sitting on the pot and that the water will quickly drain. Now, the last pot that I'm going to show you is my propagation pot. If you will notice, I do have, this is a beautiful Crassula campfire, Fred Ives. Gosh, I forgot, but this is a ghost plant. And then a Harry Watson plant baby right here, and this is a cacti, a cactus. So this is just a propagation dish garden that is housed in a wooden um, pot. It doesn't have any holes before, but what my husband did is that he broke off this area right here so that excess water can go out here, because this one, it was very hard to put a drain. We tried, but we thought that if nung nag-start na kami ng mag-drill dito, the pot actually broke off. So my husband said, let's just break off like an opening here so that the water can drain. Might not work for your wooden pots, but you can try. So I noticed, I did an experiment and asked myself if the baby succulents will thrive in water, and will thrive outside the rain. And this is a living proof that succulents, even the baby ones, can withstand the rain. If you think about it, they're out in the wild and no one's taking care of them, and they're growing, right? So I think the most important thing is that it doesn't sit on any kind of water. So again, the plants here are Crassula campfire, Fred Ives, a ghost plant, and a baby Harry Watson. So that is all. If you do have some more ideas on what succulents would love the rain and what succulents are okay, mind you, not all of the succulents can withstand the rain. Most of the echeverias that I got doesn't like to be in the rain. Maybe you can, what I do is that sometimes I let them enjoy rain for a day, but then I put them back to their original position, and make sure that they're not getting any rain for the next couple of days. And then if it rains again the following week, I do bring them out. It's a lot of work, it's a tedious work, but if you do love plants, that's okay. That's how we show our love to plants, right? So that's it. If you do have any other suggestions which succulents would love the rain, please do post a comment down below. And again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching all of our videos. I really, really appreciate you. Please follow me on Instagram. My handle will be posted right here. And I'd love to hear more about your thoughts, see your plans, and follow you back on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again on my next video. Bye!